Did you know that the human body is really kind of like an orchestra? Anne Betts talks about this. Each organ and system plays its part, harmonizing to create a symphony of life. Yet, when we enter stress or when stress enters the scene, it's like an off key note that throws the whole ensemble into chaos. Our task is not to silence the instruments, but to conduct them back to a state of harmony. So let me just put this in another analogy or metaphor. Imagine you're piloting a plane through turbulent storms and lightning's crackling and thunder's roaring, and your passengers are depending on you. You, as medical professionals, are pilots of your own lives, and you're navigating the turbulence of your high stress career. And you're responsible not only for your survival, but for the survival of all the other passengers as well. However, just as a seasoned pilot finds calm skies beyond the clouds, up or down, there is a way through the turbulence of our workplace stress. So, in my book, Transform Your Brain One Thought at a Time, I reach out to fellow navigators of stormy careers and offer insights on how to find your calm skies. So, today, let's explore your internal stress radar and how to plot a new course. How's that sound? Good. All right. So, our brains are intricate control centers, much like a cockpit of an aircraft, right? When we experience stress, our brain sends an alert, initiating what's called a stress response. And much like it's much like an aviator is saying Mayday, 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 right? It's danger, danger, danger. And prolonged exposure to this stress response is like keeping the plane in a continual nosedive. It's unsustainable and it leads to burnout. So, to shift our flight path forward towards well being, we must embrace the role of both pilot and mechanic, understanding and adjusting our brain and body's wiring and our nervous system response. It's about altering those paths in our brain and body that have led us into the storm and charting a new course towards tranquility. So let's let's just go to a navigational chart. Let's just stick with this metaphor for a while, right? Strategies like reframing negative thoughts, engaging in problem solving instead of worrying, regulating your nervous system, and practicing mindfulness are ways to get to a place of healthier stress response. And together, those tools can be seen as something that can steady our flight. Um, what I want us to focus on in this group and in this class and in this video is focusing on being present in the present moment and regulating the nervous system. And we do that through this deliberate effort and using brain-based strategies to really steady the plane as it's bouncing in the turbulence. How's that? All right, we'll just stick with this, right? Like a plane running low on fuel, our bodies warn us through physical symptoms long before we're forced to land, right? So when we ignore these signs, it's like ignoring the flashing lights on an aircraft's dashboard. So today, if you feel caught in a relentless storm, remember that clear skies and a calm mind are within reach. And maybe you can invite me to be part of your flight crew. As we journey onward, I want you to remember that when you are aware that your perception of your inner and outer worlds are off, you can quickly shift back to a state of internal calm. And you can do this by engaging the thrive portion of your brain, either through um, sensory pathway or through engaging the deep breathing exercises. And this is a way that we get to get ourselves back to a place of smooth sailing in the middle of the turbulence. I was just on a flight with severe turbulence, and boy, the pilot was brilliant, in my opinion. He stayed in contact with us constantly. He explained how he was going to go higher to try and get out of it. And he's like, oh, hello, people. We were unsuccessful doing that. And then he'd say, we're going to try and go a little bit lower and see if we can get around this turbulence, right? Do you know what that did for me? It took away any fear that I had, and I was able to rest because he was communicating with us and he was in contact, and I knew he was doing his best to shift out of this place of turbulence. And this pilot landed this plane, and I didn't even know we were landing. Like he said, hey, people, prepare for landing, flight crew, prepare for landing. But you know how you usually feel the whole going down, going down? He was so skilled. He landed this jet without me even knowing. Like there was no touchdown. It was just like the smoothest landing ever. I want you to be like that pilot, navigating the turbulence of life effortlessly and transmitting that calm and peace to those around you when there's no escaping the turbulence. You can become a calm and skilled pilot as you navigate your own nervous system. And what that does for the others around you is it creates this co-regulation that brings calmness into the room, because our emotions and our nervous system state and our energy is contagious. So if we could stay calm and communicating and 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 sharing with people, hey, I'm trying to shift out of this turbulence. Just hang with me, crew. I'm doing the best I can to shift out of this turbulence. That calms everybody. So give it a try today. Give it a try, taking some deep breaths, calming yourself, and being in communication with people that are in your presence as you are navigating the turbulence of your everyday lives. I hope this has been helpful.